Good day everyone! Handa ka na bang matuto sa larangan ng mathematics? Halina't manood at makinig sa aking video tutorials. Be ready, set, and compute! Muli, ako ang iyong lingkod, Sir Jordan M. Sereno.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. Muli ako ang inyong lingkod, Sir Jolan M. Sereno, at welcome to another math tutorial. For today's tutorial, ang ating topic is about the probability of compound events, focusing on the probabilities on mutually and non-mutually exclusive events, independent and dependent events. This is under MELCs 33 and 34. So, ito na yung last MELCs natin for the third quarter. So, illustrates mutually exclusive events and solve problems involving probability. Okay? So, for our terminal objectives is to solve problems involving probability. So, ito na yung last part ng ating third quarter competencies. So, ito na yung huli nating objective dito is to solve problems involving probability. So, as you all know, we have different conditions under probability. So, yun yung inisa-isa nating i-discuss, no, in the two previous videos na ginawa ko. Okay? So, to be able to achieve this objective, you need to have first the skill on how to illustrate mutually and non-mutually exclusive events, independent and dependent events, and also should be able to find the probabilities of mutually and non-mutually exclusive events, independent and dependent events. So these are the different kinds of events under probability. Okay, so I hope ay ready na kayo and equipped na kayo with the enabling competencies natin para sa last part ng ating discussion for this quarter. Okay? So let's start. So things to remember. Let's have first a mathematical concept. So start with the mutually exclusive events. So what is a mutually exclusive events? These are events which do not have common outcome. So in short, ano to, wala siyang intersection between the two events. So the probability of that A or B will happen is given by, so this is the symbol. Okay, so P of A, so again, I-discuss ko na to on the previous video natin, union. Okay, so A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. So it's very simple. Kung walang common outcome, ang two events, you just add their probabilities. So, ganun lang siya. If you're going to make it simple, ganun lang yung magiging understanding natin about mutually exclusive events. Events which do not have any, okay, which do not have any common outcomes. Okay? Next is the non-mutually exclusive events. So, as you all know, counterpart ito. These are events which share, okay, which shares at least one common outcome. So, the probability that A or B will happen is given by, so this will be our formula. Okay? So, P of A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus. So, ito na yung additional, dito, computation natin is that we need to subtract the intersection between the two events kasi nga they have they share the same at least one common outcome. Once na meron silang common outcome, at least one, so it will be under the non-mutually exclusive events. Okay? Next is another kind of events under probability is the independent. Okay, so two events are independent if the occurrence of one of the events give us no information about whether or not the other event will occur. So that is, the events have no. So to make it as, to remember this kind of events, so take note of this, events have no influence on each other. Ibig sabihin, hindi naapektuhan nung appearance, no, yung occurrence ng event B yung event A. So, parang ganun. So, kaya nga siya tinawag na independent. So, kaya niya mag-stand alone na hindi siya naapektuhan ng other events. Kaya siya naging independent events. Now, so, ang magiging symbol natin dito is that the P of A and B is equal to P of A times P of B. Ito na. So, ito yung difference niya dun sa dalawa, na dito ang operation na gagamitin natin is, ayan, this is multiplication. So, you need to multiply the probability of the two events. Compared mo doon sa first two events natin that we add the events or we subtract. So, dito, you just multiply. You multiply the probability of the first event to the second event. Okay? Okay, and then lastly sa ating kind of events under probability is the dependent event. So when the outcome of one event affects the outcome of another event, they are dependent event. So this is the opposite of independent. So sa independent events, hindi naapektuhan yung first probability ng occurrence ng second probability. But in this kind of event, so obviously, nakadepende yung ating result doon sa given events. So in this case, if two events A and B are dependent, then the probability of both events occurring is the product of the probability of A and the probability of B after A occurs. So ibig sabihin, yung probability ng ating dependent events ay nakadepende sa given events no sa bawat isa. So naapektuhan siya kaya siya dependent no from that word itself dependent. Nakadepende siya. So pag may nangyari sa adjustment sa first event, so maapektuhan may effect 'yon sa total outcome ng ating probability. Kaya magiging formula natin dito is still in symbol P of A and B. So, ganun pa rin. But, dito, the probability of A times the probability of B following A. So, yung appearance nung second probability ay nakadepende muna sa kung ano mangyayari sa first probability or first event. So, ganun yung magiging sistema pagdating sa dependent event. So, again, we have 4 different kinds of events in this tutorial. First is the mutually exclusive events, the non-mutually exclusive events, the independent events, and dependent events. Okay? So now, let's check if we really understand the concept, the 4 different kinds of events by doing this practice. Okay? So let's do this. Let's solve the following problems. So first problem tayo. Mario has 45 red chips, 12 blue chips, and 24 green chips. What is the probability that Mario randomly selects a red chip or a green chip? Okay? So, dahil pinagkasabay na nating apat na events, so bibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga tip dito on how you're going to identify. Okay, so pag gumagamit tayo dito ng or, ayan, so yan, yan yung mga keywords natin. Pag gumagamit tayo ng or between two kind of events, yan is, it's either mutually or non-mutually exclusive events. So, ibig sabihin, ang operation natin dito, i-add natin yung probabilities. Okay, so yun yung ating tip. So, kung napapansin nyo sa mga previous discussion natin about sa mga tutorials na ginawa ko, ganun yung makikita nyo yung pattern dyan. Okay? Now, so this will be a guide question. So, do they have some common elements? So, usually, lagi itatanong mo sa sarili mo kapag binasa mo tong problem. Do they have some common elements? So, bakit? Kasi makaka-apekto yon sa klase ng events niya. So, it's kung ito ba exclusive or not. So, titingnan natin. Dito sa problem, ang tinatanong ay sa pagpili ng red chips or green chips. So, do they have some common elements? Okay, so our answer is no, wala. Therefore, ang sagot natin dito is mutually exclusive events. Ibig sabihin, they did not share the same element. So, walang common. Wala naman kasi dyang chips na red and green ang kulay. So, ang colors niya, tatlo lang. Red, blue, and green. So, wala dyang binanggit sa problem natin dito na meron tayong chips na mix yung kulay. Okay? Kaya siya mutually exclusive events. Now, paano natin isosolve? So, again, you just get the probability of the two events and then you just add. So, probability of getting a red chip is 45. Okay? So, ito siya. 45 over, so, total number of chips, i-add lang natin, 45 plus 12 plus 24, that is 81. And then, plus, probability of getting a green chip, so, probability, ilan ba yung green chips natin dito? 24 divided by total number of chips, which is 81. And then, addition of similar fractions. So, napakadali. We just add the numerator. 45 plus 24 is 69 over 81. So, again, lagi natin sinisimplify yung ating sagot. So, they are both divisible by 3. Kaya ang sagot natin is 23 over 27. That's it. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. We just add the two probabilities. Ang mahalaga dito, ma-identify mo muna kasi nga, pinag-usapan na natin yung apat na magkakaibang events. So, expect mo sa tutorial na to, ipapakita ko lahat ng mga klase ng events na meron, no, na involve yung apat. Okay? So, dito sa ating first example, ang ating event dito na involve is the mutually exclusive events. These are events that have the same common elements. Okay? Okay, let's have question number 2. Out of 240 students, 176 are on the honor roll. 48 are members of the varsity team, and 36 are in the honor roll and are also members of the varsity team. What is the probability that a randomly selected student is on the honor roll or is a member of the varsity team? Ito na. Yung problem natin about students. So, dito, tinatanong, the probability na ang mapipili nating estudyante is an honor student or member of the varsity team. So, again, ayan, gumamit ulit siya dito ng word na or. Okay, so, yan. So, again, alam natin yan na i-add natin yung dalawang probabilities. Correct. So, I'm going to solve for this. So, tingnan na natin. So, ang guide questions natin, ganun pa rin. Do they have some common elements? So, decide whether it's exclusive or not. So, titingnan natin. They have the same elements ba? Common elements? Okay, yes, correct. They have common elements. So, ang sagot natin is non-mutually exclusive events. So, sir, bakit naging non-mutually exclusive events? Kasi they have common elements. At ano ba yun? Correct. Ang common elements nila ay ito. Ayan. Ito yan. Okay, yan. Itong phrase nito. 36 are in the honor roll and also members of the varsity team. So, meron tayong 36 students na parehas member nung dalawang category natin. First is honor roll at yung pangalawa ay varsity team. So, ano to? Multi-talented to. Tsaka mga ideal student ito na magaling sa sports and magaling din sa academics. So, sila yung events, no, na common sa dalawang magkaibang events. So, yung first event natin, honor roll siya. Second event, member siya ng varsity team. Okay, so nakukuha. So, ganun tayo mag-analyze ng mga worded problems. Okay? So, this is an example of a non-mutually exclusive event. So, ano yung gagamitin nating formula dito? Ito na. So, magkakaroon na tayo dito ng, ayan, subtraction. Kasi kanina, you just add the two probabilities. But this time, you need to subtract yung common sa kanila. Okay? So, tingnan muna natin. So, this will be the probability na makukuha natin ay honor roll. So, ito yon. So, we have 176 students na nasa honor roll plus yung probability natin ng varsity team is 48 over 240 kasi we have 48 students na member ng varsity team minus ito na yung intersection kasi we have 36 students na honor roll and also member of the varsity team kaya i-subtract natin siya. Ayan. Napakadali, we have similar fractions, so we just add and subtract the numerator. So 176 plus 48 minus 36 is equal to 188 all over 240, and then you get the lowest terms. Our final answer is 47 over 60. And that's it. That's how we solve for a non-mutually exclusive events. So again, non-mutually exclusive events yan kapag they have some common elements. O sa pagdating sa formula, meron tayong sinusubtract, okay, after we add the two probabilities. Okay? Ayan, so I hope nagigets nyo na ang ating problem. Okay, next. Question number 3. Eto na. So, question number 3, a jar of marbles contains 4 blue marbles, 5 red, 1 green, and 2 black marbles. A marble is chosen at random from the jar after replacing it, and second marble is chosen. Okay. So paano? I-visualize natin. Ang gagawin daw, kukuha ng marble at random mula sa jar. Tapos, after replacing it, a second marble is chosen. Ibig sabihin, pagkakuha ng marble, kung ano yung napili, tapos ibabalik niya, tapos magdodraw siya ulit ng panibagong marble or pipili siya ulit ng panibagong marble. Kasi meron tayo ditong keyword na yung replacing. Okay, i-replace daw natin siya after nating makuha. So, parang in short, layman's term, ibabalik natin yung, kung ano man yung mapipili, ibabalik ulit, tapos gagawin yung second na pag-draw ng marble o pagpili ng marble. Okay? So, now, dito, find the probability for the following. So, probability na green and red, and probability of blue and black. Ito na. So, ito na makikita nyo. Ito. Ayan. Yung ating ginagamit na keyword dito. Ayan, and. Hindi na siya or. So, pasin nyo yun sa dalawang nauna, or. Dito, and. Probability of green and red. Probability of blue and black. So, ano ba pagkakaiba ng and at saka sa or pagdating sa probability? So, makikita natin siya dito. So, let's now solve. So, find the probability of each independent event. So, here, eto na. Ito ay under ng independent events. Okay? So, bakit? Kasi hindi maapektuhan yung second probability dahil ibinabalik naman natin yung ano yung napili natin. So, therefore, hindi mababawasan yung dami ng marbles. Okay? Kasi kapag hindi natin ibabalik, mababawasan yung total number of marbles. So, mag-iiba. May effect yon sa first probability. So, dito, dahil ibinabalik natin yung marble after nating makuha, o wala siyang effect sa second probability. Kaya ito ay naging independent events. Okay, so how are we going to solve for this? Okay, so this will be the probability for green. So we have 1 green marble divided by the total number of marbles sa jar, that's 12. And the probability ng red is 5 over 12. So we have 5 red marbles divided by the total number of marbles sa jar is 12. Okay, so anong gagawin dito? Multiply. So we're going to multiply. So hindi tayo mag-add at mag-subtract like what we did dun sa first two problems. Dito, dahil n yung ginagamit, mag-multiply tayo. Okay, so nakita nyo na yung difference niya. So probability of A and B, so that's probability of green and red, so that is 1 over 12 times, okay, 5 over 12. And that is 5 over 144. So, that's it. Wala naman siyang common factor. Okay, na yung ating final answer. Nakuha, di ba napakadali lang? Napakasimple. You just multiply the two fractions. Oh, be careful sa pag-multiply ng fractions, ha? Balikan natin that here we multiply the numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, and then you can do cancellation in case na meron silang mga common factors. But in this case, wala kasi. Kaya you just multiply. Kaya ang final answer natin is 5 over 144. Okay? So, ganun. Ganun siya. So, kapag n, minumultiply natin. Okay? So, note that, so, pakita lang natin, take note that the problem states that a marble is chosen and then replaced. Because the marble is replaced, the two events are independent of each other. So, yun yung pinapaalala ulit like what I said kanina. Okay? So, next, let's have the last. Okay, so let's have question number 4. A box contains 7 white marbles and 5 red marbles. So what is the probability of drawing 2 white marbles and 1 red marble in succession without replacement? So ito, hindi natin ibabalik. So opposite ito ng ating first, yung third problem natin na with replacement. Binabalik natin. So, dito without replacement. So, ibig sabihin, kung titingnan natin, i-analyze natin yung problem. Kapag kapik natin ng marble, hindi natin siya ibabalik. So, therefore, mababawasan yung total number of marbles sa loob ng box. Diba? So, may effect yon pagdating sa probability. So, tingnan natin, paano natin siya iso-solve. So, for this solution, so find the probability of each event. So, ito na ha. Take note of this. Tingnan mabuti. Probability ng white. So, we have 7. Okay? 7 over 14. Yun yung ating first draw. 7 yung white marbles and then we have a total of 14 marbles sa loob ng box. Next. Another draw. Pipili ka ulit. Ang goal mo is makakuha ulit ng white. So, ito na. Magiging 6 na lang. Bakit? Sir, naging 6, hindi 7. Kasi nga, i-assume natin na nakuha mo siya. Kasi kinukuha natin probability na makuha mo yung white. Now, pag nakuha mo yung white, therefore, mababawasan yung total number of white marbles sa loob ng box. So, from 7, magiging 6 na lang siya. At over, so, 13 na lang din. Dahil nga, hindi mo binalik yung napili mo sa unang draw. Therefore, yung total number of marbles sa box ay naging 30 na lang. Nagkaroon ng subtraction. Yes. Kaya magiging second draw natin, ang probability nun is 6 over 13. Okay, nakakuha nyo? Medyo na visualize nyo na. So, nagkaroon ng effect. So, naapektuhan yung second event doon sa nangyari sa first event. Now, yung third draw natin is red naman. Probability ng red. So, ang red natin is 7. 7 pa rin yung ating red marbles kasi ang pinili natin yung dalawang probabilities ay nakafocus sa white. So, 7 pa rin naman yung red marbles. Pero, yung denominator mo ay bumaba ulit, naging 12. Bakit? Kasi nga, doon sa second row mo, hindi mo binalik yung napili mo doon. Therefore, nabawasan na naman ng isa yung total number of marbles sa loob ng box. Kaya yun yung magiging probability ng third draw mo. Nakakuha? So, yan. Medyo may idea na kayo. So, ganun yung effect na nangyayari kapag hindi binabalik, no, without replacement, yung ating condition sa problem na yan. Okay? So, yun yung first step. So, napakahalaga niyan kasi ini-enumerate natin, inisa-isa natin yung mga probabilities ng bawat events. And then, yung second step naman is napakadali na lang. You just multiply the probabilities. So, kung mali ka sa first step ng mga probabilities, so most probably magkakamali ka na dyan sa mga susunod na procedure. Bakit? Kasi nakadepende sa output mo sa first step yung magiging result ng iyong solution. Okay? So, for this, so what will happen is that, multiply lang natin yung tatlo. Ganun na lang siya kasimple. So, probability ng first draw ng white, 7 over 14, times the probability ng second draw ng white marble, that is 6 over 13. And then, probability na red marbles yung mapipili, that is 7 over 12. And then, our final answer is 7 over 52. Okay, so yun lang. Tapos na. Ganun lang siya. Kadali. Diba? Medyo nakakuha nyo na. So, ganun lang siya. Ang importante lang is yung analyzation nyo, yung comprehension nyo pagdating sa worded problems. Okay? So, that's how we solve problems under dependent. Okay? So, this is under the dependent events. Okay? Okay, so nandito tayo sa I can do this part. So, tingnan natin kung naintindihan at meron tayong kuhang knowledge at understanding sa mga ginawa kong examples kanina. So, I hope ay masagutan natin ito. Samahan niyo ako sa pagsagot ng problems na to para ready tayo para sa ating lalapit na assessment. Okay, so nasa I can do this part. Let's answer the following problems. So, are you ready? Okay, let's start. Let's have question number 1. What is the probability of drawing an ace or a king card from the standard deck of cards? So, usapang cards tayo. On the previous tutorial, so i-discuss ko yung mga content ng isang standard deck of cards. So, sana naalala nyo pa yan dahil malaking bagay yun para masagutan nyo tong problem na to. So, again, probability of ace or, ayan, or a king from a standard deck of cards. Okay? So, good luck. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. So again, kung masyado mabilis yung oras na yon, pwede nyo i-pause yung video and then play nyo na lang kapag may sagot na kayo. Para mas maganda yung dating ng ating tutorial, yung ating assessment. Okay? So for this, let's answer this question number 1. So our solution here, first we start to identify what kind of events. Halaga ito. So here, sa problem number 1, this is under mutually exclusive events. Bakit? So, balikan lang natin yung kanyang definition. So, pag mutually exclusive events, no common elements. So, wala silang common elements. So, kung titingnan natin, meron ba kayong nakitang card na ace at saka king na magkasama sa isang card? Okay, the answer is no, wala. Wala tayong card na magkasama yung ace at saka yung king. Therefore, they don't have common elements. Kaya ito is under mutually exclusive events. Okay? So, I'm going to solve this. Ayan, you just simply add the two probabilities. Okay? So, the probability of getting an ace is 4 over 52. So, alam natin yan. Meron tayong apat na alas sa deck of cards. At ganun din, meron din tayong apat na king sa standard deck of cards. And that's it. Yun na yun. And then, add mo na lang sila. So, similar fractions ito, you just add their numerators. So, 4 plus 4 is 8. Copy the denominator, 52. And then, lowest term, simplify natin to. They are both divisible by 4. Kaya ang ating final answer is 2 over 30. Okay, so kung tumama ka, congratulations. Mahusay, nakakasabay ka na. Very good. So, yan, that's how we solve for the problem number 1. Okay, let's have problem number 2. Okay, a number cube is rolled once. What's the probability that it turns up to be a multiple of 3 or an even number? Okay, so a number cube. So ang cube natin is has 6 faces. So 3-dimensional figure ito. So ito yung example yun ay yung dice. No? Okay, so numbered siya. So numbered yung cube. So therefore, nag-start yan sa 1 hanggang 6. So ano ngayon yung probability na lalabas ay a multiple of 3 or an even number. Okay? Okay, let's start. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Okay, tingnan natin at paano ba ang solution natin dito. Okay, so this is under the non-mutually exclusive events. Ibig sabihin, they have common elements. Okay, so tingin mo, ano yung common elements niya? Okay, so ang common element niyan ay, correct, 6. Okay, so tingnan muna natin. Pag sinabi nating multiples of 3, okay, so ito yung magiging formula natin. So magkakaroon tayo ng subtraction dito dahil magkakaroon dito ng intersection. Okay, ng 2 events. So ang first event natin, multiples of 3. So 1 to 6, ano-ano yung multiples of 3? Okay, that is 3 at saka yung 6, correct. So 3 and 6. And then, sa second event, even. What are the even numbers from 1 to 6? Okay, that is 2, 4, and 6. Correct. Okay. So, meron tayong tatlo. 2, 4, and 6. Now, so tingnan natin. Obviously, meron tayong nakitang common. So, we have common numbers dito. Yes, that is 6. Ayan. Pare silang may number 6. Therefore, they share the same element. Kaya meron tayong ima-minus sa kanya. Kaya ang formula natin ay ito. Okay? So, yan. Establish na natin yan. So, tingnan natin ngayon. Okay? So, multiple of 3, that is 3 and 6. Even, 2, 4, 6. Multiples of 3 and at saka even number, yun yung 6. Yung 6 kasi is multiples of 3, tapos even number pa siya. Okay? Kaya yun yung kanyang common. So, ang ating solution dito is 2 over 3. Okay? That's 2 over 3. 2 over 6. Okay? Sorry, 2 over 6 kasi meron tayong 2 numbers dun sa cube. That is 3 and 6. So, 2 over 6 plus yung even numbers natin, yung 2, 4, 6. We have 3 even numbers divided by the total number of numbers natin sa cube. That is 6. Minus yung common nila, yung 6. So, that's 1 over 6. And then, similar fractions ito, you just add and subtract. So, 2 plus 3 is 5 minus 1. That's 4 over 6. And then, lowest term divisible by 2. That's why our final answer is 2/3. O, diba? So, that's how we solve for a non-mutually exclusive events. Okay, that's it. Tingnan natin. So, tapos na tayo sa first two events, sa mutually and non-mutually exclusive events. Let's proceed to our third problem. Okay, for our problem number 3, a bag contains 6 black marbles, 9 blue marbles, 4 yellow marbles, and 2 green marbles. A marble is randomly selected, replaced, and a second marble is randomly selected. Find the probability of selecting a black marble, then a yellow marble. So, after daw ng black, susunod niyang kukunin is yung yellow marble. So, again, meron tayo dito, a marble is randomly selected and replaced. So, yun yung mga keyword natin dyan. Okay? So, kung ready na kayo, let's answer this. Timer starts now. Okay. Tingnan natin. For our solution, okay, so this is, okay, very good. This is under independent event kasi nga, ibabalik naman natin yung marble na papili natin sa first row. So, hindi maapektuhan yung magiging number of marbles sa second event or sa second row natin. Kaya siya independent. Okay? So, ang formula niya lang is ganito, napakasimple, and just multiply the two probabilities. So, gagamit tayo ng multiplication kasi gamit tayo dito ng term na then, okay, a yellow marble. So, para di siyang n, so, yun yung difference sa or. Okay, kaya dito multiplication. So, probability of black times the probability na makukuha natin ay yellow marble. Okay, so you have your 6 over 21. So, saan ang galing yan? So, we have 6 black marbles times yung ating yellow marbles is 4. Okay, and then bakit siya naging over 21? Inad lang natin yung mga given marbles natin. 6 plus 9 is 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 2 is 21. Okay, and then multiply. This is 24 over 441 and syempre, kailangan lagi yung nakasimplify. So, ang lowest term niya is 8 over 147. So, kasi they're both divisible by 3. So, ang final answer natin is 8 over 147. Okay? So, di ba? Madali lang. So, we just multiply the two probabilities. So, kailangan lang talaga ay ma-analyze yung mabuti yung ating problem. So, kasi nga, yung mga keywords, no, take note of those terms or words na makikita niya sa problem. So, dito, ang naging keyword natin is yung replace, no? With replacement, pwedeng ibinabalik natin. So, naging independent event siya. Okay? Next na tayo. Last. So, question number 4. A basket contains 6 dalandan, 5 bananas, 4 lanzones, and 5 guavas. Dominic randomly chooses one piece of fruit, eats it, and chooses another piece of fruit. What's the probability that he chose a banana and then a dalandan? Banana and then a dalandan. Okay? Tapos, ito yung ating hint dito. Chooses one piece of fruit, eats it. So, pagkapili niya, kakainin niya yung fruit na napili niya bago siya pumili ulit. Okay, so yun yung mga hint natin para sa problem na ito. Okay, so I hope ready na kayo mag-compute. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. So again, kung masyadong mabilis ulit yung oras natin, pwedeng i-pause yung video and then play mo na lang kapag natapos mo na ang iyong computation. Okay, so let's start now. What will be our solution for this? Okay, so what kind of event ito? Very good. This is now under dependent event. Dependent. Back. Bakit? Kasi ito, kakainin niya yung napili niyang prutas. Therefore, kung kakainin niya yon, mababawasan na yung total number of fruits sa basket. Kasi hindi yan pwede yun, no? Untied yun. No? Pagkakain niya, kinagatan niya bago ibabalik niya. So, no yan. So, understood yun na pag kinain niya yon, mababawasan na, hindi niya na pwedeng ibalik, mababawasan na yung total number of fruits sa loob ng basket, tapos tsaka siya pipili pa ulit at the second time around ng fruit. So, ang pinipili niya dito, so, banana, and then dalandan. So, yun yung magiging sequence ng pagpili niya ng prutas. At dahil kakainin niya yung una niyang mapipili, therefore, maapektuhan yung magiging probability ng second event. Okay, kaya siya dependent. Okay, now, let's solve the following. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula dahil siya ay dependent. So, ganun pa rin multiplication, but again, yung be careful sa probability ng second event. Okay? So, the first event natin is pagpili niya ng banana. Okay, that is 5 over 20. So, bakit 5? Kasi we have a total of 5 bananas here. Divided by, so bakit 20? Inad lang natin lahat ng prutas sa loob ng basket. That is 6 plus 5, 11 plus 4, 15 plus 5, 20. And then times, eto na. So, pagkuha niya ng dalandan. Ilan ba yung dalandan natin dito? Okay, dalandan is also known as eto, ayan. Ayan, nasa unahan siya. 6 dalandan. Okay, kaya meron tayong 6, pero ito, naging 19 na lang. Hindi na 20. Sir, bakit? Kasi nga, kakainin niya yung una niya mapipili. Therefore, nabawasan yung total number of fruits sa loob ng basket. Kaya naging 19 na lang siya. So, we have now here 5 over 20 times 6 over 19. So, multiply lang natin yan. That is 30 over 380. And then, or, lowest term natin, that is 3 over 38. So, yun yung ating magiging final answer dito. 3 over 38. Okay? So, that's how we solve for the probability of dependent events. Okay, so I hope marami kayo natutunan sa ating tutorial ngayon and sana ma-apply nyo to sa darating nating assessment. So muli, maraming salamat sa panonood. Stay healthy and safe. God bless us all.